Hello, I am Ricky Sayer, and welcome to the Ricky Report here on HHS TV here in the studio. First, I will talk about these exciting photos I found yesterday on the Ardwood Civic Association's website that show Kimco's plan for the expansion at Suburban Square. As stated before on the RAM report, the expansion includes a parking garage, new retail structures, as well as an expansion of the Trader Joe's. So to explain, this 4-story parking garage is going to be where they call the East Lot. The lot is being turned into a garage. It's not the one across from Ruby's. It's the one behind the Apple Store and in front of Urban Outfitters. Here's what the images that we have of what this structure will look like. I found them again on the Ardwood Civic Association's page. What you're currently looking at is the aerial plan for the parking garage. Now let's look at some of the views from the sides of the building. As you can see, this building has a lot of glass. It's primarily concrete, as parking garages usually are. Inside the 4-story parking garage, there will be 571 parking spaces for a net gain of 100 spaces. It will have an entrance for cars along Montgomery Avenue and along Coulter Avenue. Pedestrians will have access directly across from Urban Outfitters, as well as behind the Apple Store. This new parking garage allows Suburban Square to replace the parking lot adjacent to the building that Cold Stone Creamery and Corner Bakery Cafe was next to, with a new retail building. That new retail building will hold 20,000 square feet of retail space, with an additional 3,000 square feet of retail space inside of that parking garage. A few other things to note is that we don't have a timetable on this $20+ million project. And as you may have noticed, Suburban Square has lost a few of their tenants over the last 2 years, including Crumb, City Sports, Corner Bakery, Cold Stone, the yogurt place that no one ever went to, St. James, Plate, and even Macy's is closing their historic Suburban Square doors this January. So we will see if this ends up good for Suburban Square. Recently, Kobe Bryant announced that he will be retiring from the NBA at the end of this basketball season. He will have been in the NBA for over 20 years. Coming out of Lower Merion High School, Kobe skipped college and immediately entered the draft. A week ago, Kobe played his last game here in Philadelphia against the 76ers, which the 76ers actually won. Immediately out of the gate, Kobe gave the crowd, which included 300 to 400 students from LM, a show. Harriton senior Alexis Bazemore was there sitting very close to the court. She recorded those opening moments in the game and sent them to us. Here they are. I reached out to Lower Merion School District spokesperson Doug Young for a statement. Young, who actually played with Kobe when he went to high school, told me that it has been a unique privilege to watch a high school teammate and friend become one of the greatest players in NBA history. I have never known anyone, he said, who has been more driven, passionate, and committed to his craft than Kobe. That was something we first saw back in high school when he was waking up at 4:30 a.m. and getting thousands of shots up before classes, putting in double shifts in the weight room, and leading what otherwise was a pretty average team to impossible victories. He mentioned that his dedication to improvement is legendary, and I think it is what sets him apart from many younger guys in the NBA. He also said that from a community perspective, it's kind of cool that we can claim Kobe as our native son. He grew up here, he hung out at Suburban Square, he played pickup basketball in Narberth and Ardmore. He had a good friends from Harriton and LM and hung out at their houses on the weekends. He went to the Sixers games, cheered for the Eagles, loved Wawa and Bella Italia Pizza, Narberth Night as it's more commonly known now, and even went down the shore. In short, his experience was much like many kids coming up in Lower Merion. There was no internet back then, no social media, no 24-hour news cycle, no AAU basketball, etc., etc. So the hype around high school hoops was a lot different than it is now. He was part of our community, not a national commodity or a brand. When LM won its state title in 1996, it was the first state championship our community in almost 50 years, so it really galvanized everyone. Whether you lived in Ardmore, Bryn Mawr, or Penn Valley, there was a sense that Kobe brought everyone together. Speaking personally, Doug said that I'm grateful and pretty amazed that he has remained so connected to Lower Merion. I can't think of many alumni who visit every year and continue to give back so consistently. I guess he's most known for donating gear to LM girls and boys b-ball programs and helping build the LM gym. But that's less visible. But what's less visible are his deep relationships with former teachers and classmates, his support of local causes like the Lower Merion Township Scholarship Fund, his shout-outs to LMSC when he talks about the quality of education he received here. He loves Lower Merion and is incredibly proud of his roots here. I don't see that changing. If anything, it'll probably remain stronger in retirement. You can find that full statement on the Ricky Report's Facebook page. I spoke to members of the Harriton basketball team on last week's unaired Ricky Report to talk about Kobe's legacy in Lower Merion.
Yeah, Kobe certainly helped put Lower Merion Township on the map, especially from a basketball standpoint, and he's a GOAT, man. That's all there is to it.
What's a GOAT?
Greatest of all time.
Our
coach Rap, he loves Kobe, and he always talks about how his work ethic and how great of a person he is, and just his on and off the court, he just inspires people all the time.
Okay, so tell me about the upcoming basketball season for you guys this year.
Yeah, we're gonna keep it real simple. It's championship or bust, state championship or bust. We're just keeping it real with you guys. We got a lot of parts coming together, and we're expecting a state championship. Anything less is a disappointment.
I 100% agree with that.
That's all there is to it. State championship or bust.
In other news of note, I learned that the Rosemont Piece of Pizza will soon be closing so it can turn into a Jules Thin Crust pizza like the one in Ardmore. Both restaurants are owned by the same person. Hope's Cookies is slated to remain. Harriton administration is currently exploring the option of a schedule change for midterms, including involving putting one midterm in the morning and one in the afternoon so students can get more sleep and thus possibly do better on tests. Again, the school is only exploring, emphasis on explore, and absolutely nothing is concrete yet. They are beginning to look to get student input. On the first Ricky Report, we told you that we would keep you up to date on any new developments regarding Margate, New Jersey's battle to not have sand dunes. And I am doing just that because Margate has won a major battle in that fight as a judge ruled on Tuesday that Margate is entitled to a hearing in February on whether the state abused its eminent domain power in attempting to take 87 city-owned lots needed to construct a beachfront dune in the shore town. Read more about that on Philly.com. Now is a pre-recorded story I filmed yesterday. Social studies teachers from Harriton and Lower Merion went before the Lower Merion School Board Curriculum Committee to discuss the global studies courses which have replaced African Asian studies and Western civilization. The global studies program stresses connections across areas cultural, trade, and conflict. This according to the PowerPoint they shared at the meeting. The successes of the Global Studies program include a deeper understanding of the narrative arc of history, as well as a turn toward inquiry-based instruction. Challenges of the program include using the Voyages textbook, which the PowerPoint says makes it hard for students to read and annotate, as well as representing multivocality in meaningful and inclusive representations of history. Well, that's all for today, folks. After the show, we're going to play some highlights from the choral and jazz band concert last night. You can find those full highlights on YouTube, my YouTube channel at youtube.com/RickyReports. I'll have the full video of the performance up soon. Thanks for watching. For everyone here at HHS TV, I am Ricky Reports. And stay informed, Harriton. And one final thing, have a good rest of your day today and an even better day tomorrow.